Hello, 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 and welcome back to another Friday Live. I am Carwana D, your government contract strategist, and I help entrepreneurs just like yourself learn how to grow their business with government contracts. Most of you are probably like, well, what does that even mean? Like, what does it mean to grow your business with government contracts? Well, really, what it means is to take your business from where it is to actually multiplying that by 20 times within the same time frame. So basically, ideally, one government contracts literally can replace 10 years of income from regular paying customers. 10 years of revenue from regular paying customers. And so it's life changing. So that is what I do. I'm here to inspire, to educate, to empower, and all those things, entrepreneurs on how to be able to do that. For number one, doing the one thing that I ultimately am in business to do: teach people how to build, create generational wealth, and create legacies, leveraging their business to do so. Ultimately, that's what I am. So, more so than a government contract strategist, I consider myself to be a wealth creator. That is what I do. That is really ultimately what I'm teaching people how to do, and my goal, right? So, want to make sure that you can hear me. So I want to welcome you all in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know as you're coming in what state you're joining from, and what business do you do. So for those of you who are, maybe this is your first time hearing from me. Over the past 3 to 4 years, I've actually helped upwards of 200 to 300 small business entrepreneurs generate an additional 4 million and growing in government contracts to their business bottom line. Okay, so most recently that number have gone from 3 million to 4 million, specifically because one of our clients has just secured their first $1 million in government contracts this year. Say 1 year. So somebody say 1 year, one government contract, 1 million. The 111. That is the 111 method that he learned. And it didn't even take him a year to do that. But in 1 year, like 1 year, the same year that he actually started the process, he learned how to land one contract that's going to generate $1 million for his business. And so definitely that's the difference between 90 day for a lot of people. But anyway, today what I'm going to be talking about is, if you're joining on Facebook, be sure to click on the StreamYard link, because it allows me to be able to see your name. Otherwise, it just says Facebook user, so I don't know who you are. But if you're joining, for those who are going to be joining on YouTube, welcome as well. If you're listening to the podcast after, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to subscribe on our YouTube page, like and subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you're notified when we do go live here. But today I'm actually going to talk about 5 different types of government contracts for nurses. For those of you who are in the health industry, today is your day. So get ready, get ready, get ready. Be sure to take down these notes, because most of you have maybe have had questions about, well, how do I grow? How do I get contracts, or are there opportunities to do business in healthcare? And regardless of what type of healthcare services you actually provide, if you're in the healthcare industry, today is going to be very valuable information that I'm going to be sharing with you on how you really can position yourself. So, for nurses or mental health providers or your therapist, all of those different things, it all falls under the medical health industry. So I want to say hello to Vivian. Let me see. There's a CNA from Mississippi. Hello. Texas nurse and notary. Hello, Texas nurse and notary. Hello, Serena. Let's see. Come to StreamYard. Click here. Okay, so be sure to click on that link. So you guys, on StreamYard, there's a StreamYard link for those who are on Facebook, because it just says Facebook user. So I really don't know unless you're putting your name in the chat. But once you click on that link, it'll actually give Facebook the authorization to show StreamYard who you are. All right, cool. So hopefully we get that out of the way. But anyway, today, I'm going to be talking about 5 different things, types of contracts, 5 different areas or arenas. But before I get into that, I want to show you all. There's something I want to share my screen. So typically, I don't watch the news. Typically, I don't watch the news, because every so often, but I really rarely even watch the news, specifically because, especially in the morning, I don't like to start my day off with negativity. So the news is about propaganda. It causes panic. It puts all of these things in your mind and make you feel like the world is going to end tomorrow. And so for me, I just prefer to get up and, have my meditation, my gratitude, my affirmation, my prayer, and all those other things to set the tone for the day. And then if I feel like it, or if I decide I want to for the day, I'll watch the news. But last night, I don't like watching scary movies, but last night my husband had it on this channel where it's like, while I'm asleep, I can hear all this weird stuff going on, like on the channel. And it was like scary movies. So I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw a horror film. I'm like, oh, heck no. So I changed it. So I changed the channel. So when I woke up, the channel that I had actually changed it to was like the NBC or ABC 7 News. ABC 7 News came on. So it was NBC. But the news was on when I first woke up. And what actually captured my attention was this, which was what I'm about to share, was this. And I was like, how let me see, am I sharing it? Can you guys see my screen? Yeah. Okay. So I was like, how crazy is this? Because today I'm actually going to be talking to those in the healthcare industry. So it's just like, what a coincidence, right? So I wanted to share this right here because, and I stress this all the time. Whenever there's something going on in the world, right? Recessions, pandemic, natural disasters, hurricane storms, whatever there is, right? What the government does is they create a budget, right? They sign a new bill to create a budget to spend for solutions, okay? So this right here, the mental health plan, right? And this is a California bill that Newsom has actually authorized, $4.7 billion in a mental health plan, right? So, but follow me because I want you all to hear what's going on and how you can actually participate. So, California is normally the starter state. So normally things happen in California first. And then all the other states, the major states like New York, Atlanta, Georgia, Texas, like all the other states start falling in line and duplicating what they saw California do. Typically, that's what I've seen, the trend. So even though this is something that's happening here, it's coming your way. So for those of you who have been paying attention to what's going on in the world, there's been this epidemic. So there's been a couple things going on. Number one, a lot of kids are going through mental health issues because of COVID that shut down and caused this like social shutout, and they're behind in school. Like, there's a whole bunch of things, right? But also we've lost a lot of young people to fentanyl, right? People popping pills, and drug use is like sensationalized in hip hop music and in the music culture and stuff like that. So in our communities, they think it's cool and it's social to do pop pills and drink syrup and do all of these things. Like this is some real stuff, right? But the thing is, people are losing their lives. Young people, we're talking about 18, 20-year-olds, 19, an 8-year-old just lost his life practically like trying to pop a pill, right? In fact, 2 years ago, one of my husband's middle daughter, or our middle daughter, she's 22. She was 22 years old, tried the same thing and lost her life just 2 years ago. So while all this stuff is happening, yes, we do experience things in life too. Life still happens while all these things are happening, but it also hit home, and sometimes it hits home, right? But okay, so here's a they see this as a problem, right? So they are looking for solutions. I always talk about, do you want to be the solution for the government? Well, the government prints money. Anytime that there's something going on, they're creating more money to spend to solve that problem, which also allows small business owners to be able to participate in that problem spending, right? And so out of the 4.7 billion, not all of it is going to go to like hospitals and stuff. A percentage of it is going to go to who? Somebody want to take a guess? A certain percentage of this spend. So it's going to go to small business entrepreneurs just like yourself. So, and in that pool, that small business entrepreneur breakdown, right, is upwards of 23% or more, right? So within that percentage is like, it kind of breaks out Black owned businesses, minority businesses, Native American businesses, disadvantaged businesses, small business, local business. So it's all kind of chopped into pieces. And for some of those categories, the goal has increased from like 5% to 15%, utilization of this particular type of business. And so those are opportunities. Somebody type opportunities in the chat. I would like for you to type opportunities in the chat. And so whenever you pay attention to the news, because if you see things that are like 2 trillion, 4.4 billion in the city, state, like all this money, you should get excited. Literally, not only for nurses, but for generally for business owners in general. You should get excited. I see one of the Facebook users said, put opportunities. Yeah, type opportunities, because there's opportunities for you, right? So who would like to know how to position yourself to be able to participate in this spend? That's a lot of money on the table. There's definitely going to be opportunities. A percentage is going to go to small business owners. So for those of you who are like, I'm a mindset coach, I'm a health coach, I do stress coaching, and I do mental health coaching, and or whatever it is, whatever that solution is, you have the ability to participate in this spend, because it's going to come down, it's going to trickle down from the state to the local city, to your local region, to your local zip code. All of that stuff, that money is going to trickle down. And this is the reason why I always kind of share, be in position. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready, right? So what we really been doing is like helping more small business owners get ready and stay ready, right? To be in a position to be able to claim what's yours, right? Because not only are you going to be the solution to these problems, but in return, on the back end, just by being a problem solver, you're going to be able to achieve your dream, which is to grow a profitable business, which is to build wealth and to create legacy, and to be able to own these, some things that your family probably have never even owned before. And you'll be able to do it by leveraging the government. Government contracting is something that can literally change your life. And so I wanted to share all that stuff, but pay attention to what's going on in the world. And just know that this is the reason why I say this, having this business model, B2G, business to government, as an additional part of your business is going to be a way to fail proof. Somebody say fail proof. It's going to fail proof your business model. Your business will be fail proof, because when consumers, like regular people, those customers are like, well, it's a recession coming, I'm not spending no money. Guess what? The government is spending money on behalf of consumers, right? And so you definitely want to have that as your backup, so that you don't go end up having to close your doors. Okay. So yeah, see all these fail proof. I would have to come back and watch this thing. All right, cool. Will this also benefit technology entrepreneurs? So it benefits everyone. Yes, absolutely. Technology entrepreneurs. So what do you mean by technology? You build websites, you do IT, you're cybersecurity, like whatever it is, there's always opportunities. But not only is this an opportunity for those in the health industry. So this right here, specifically the example that I just shared with you, is going to trickle down to health. But there's so many other people who can participate in that spend. If you're going to be say like you build a website for this mental health facility or an app or something like that. So you have to be strategic in how you approach these opportunities, but the opportunities are there. Okay. So there's 5 different types of government contracts for nurses that I'm going to actually cover. Yeah, building softwares, absolutely. So cool. In fact, I need a software built in real life. I really do. So I got a software that I need to get built, like for real. So find me on social media, message me, and then I'll reach out to you, whatever. But let's see, prepared, pack and ship. Okay. I'm just looking at, okay, opportunities. Okay. All right, cool. So number 1, are you ready? If you guys are ready, type ready in the chat. Let me know that you are ready to find out what are the 5 different types of contracting opportunities available for nurses and those who are in the healthcare industry. Okay. Let me see those readies popping up. I see those readies coming in. All right, cool. Awesome. Okay. So number 1, you can provide healthcare services to veterans. All right. Slide G, I see the ready. So let me show you guys what happens if you don't click on the StreamYard link, your ready comes up like this. It says Facebook user. But if you do click on the link, I'll be able to see your name, and you'll be able to see your name on the screen as well. So Desiree says ready. All right, cool. So you can provide healthcare services for veterans. Okay. Now, the Department of Veterans or the Veterans Administration, is a very overlooked entity, government agency entity that most people never even think about or consider positioning themselves to get a contract with, right? Uh, yeah, is music part? Yeah, heck yeah, I love that. In fact, I'm gonna bring that up on the screen. Is music a part of the of mental health? It's a part of a solution for mental health. So if you have a music program that you can actually, it's like in theory, basically you created this program to help with mental health. Yeah, music definitely is a source of healing. So for sure. So number one is healthcare services to veterans. All right. So what does that look like? It could mean anything. I mean, there's a lot of veterans that are coming back and they're having like flashbacks of whatever happened to them, overseas during the war. A lot of them have been, have gone through I don't want to say brainwash or whatever that thing that they go through to think different, right? And it's like they got to snap back. So if you can be a solution for that mental health, maybe they lost some limbs or whatever and they need help with that because they're sobbing, they're hurt, and they need like some counseling and stuff through that. So there's all different types of things that you can provide when it comes to healthcare. You could be the nurse, right? You could provide a nursing facility for the veterans, all those different things. So number two on my list is working at a prison or detention center, right? You didn't know you can do that, huh? I'm pretty sure. You probably, if you're in the healthcare, if you have a healthcare solution or you're a nurse or something like that, you probably did not consider working at a prison or a detention center. In fact, prisons and detention centers, most people overlook. The reason why is because they're like, that is for criminals. That's a place for criminals or people who are like police officers or correction officers or guards or something like that. But literally, I have seen, again, I'm just probably gonna blow your mind. I have seen come out of like the prisons contracting opportunities for motivational speaking. We're talking about multiple six figures. Okay, whenever we're talking about the government, we're not talking about small numbers at all. Multiple six figures to be a motivational speaker for prisoners to teach them about the reentry, like why it's important to go through the reentry program and all those different things, and preparing them to assimilate back into society, right? I've seen contracts in the multiple six figures, just under $1 million. In fact, it was in the tune of 890 something $1,000 for barber services, like to cut hair. Most barber salons, they don't even think about, I can go, get a contract, business contract. Just imagine that. Imagine during COVID, right? During the onset of the pandemic, when everything was closing down and you could not go into the barber shops. Like you couldn't, or at least you wasn't supposed to. And you wasn't supposed to. I know some stuff that, people was backdooring some stuff, but you weren't supposed to during this period, right? However, if you had that $900,000 contract to do, barber salon services in the prisons, then guess what? Then you wouldn't have to worry about what's happening at your brick and mortar store because now you still have that contract. So anyway, opportunities live in the prison. So for sure, there's opportunities to be an educator, all those different things. I've seen I've seen a contract for a hairstylist, like to go into women's prisons to do their hair. It was $200,000 for 7 days of freaking hairstyling. Okay. Which means you probably would have had to have a team of hairstylists in order to fulfill on that. But it was only like 7 to 10 days or something like that. It was a couple weeks of service. So anyway, so that's number two, working in the prisons or detention center with your nursing or healthcare solution. There's contracting opportunities for that. Number three on my list is caring for patients in rural areas, right? There's people that live in rural areas or patients in rural areas, and they actually have contractors come in and provide those services in those areas. And so regardless if that's, coming in with, and doing their diabetic medicine or doing their weights or, doing counseling services or whatever it is, right? If you're in the healthcare industry, I mean, that's far and wide, but not to even mention providing nursing or healthcare, what do you call that? Products, like the uniforms and, the needles or whatever, the safety gear and all that stuff. But caring for patients in rural areas is definitely one of the areas where you can actually, PTSD. Thank you, Christina. Caring for patients in a rural area is definitely one of the things that you can actually consider when it comes to government contracting. There's opportunities. So number 4 on my list is providing disaster relief services. Okay. So disaster relief, right? What are disasters? Hurricanes, tornadoes. Like, in fact, yesterday my husband received, and he's not even in the healthcare business or whatever. He has a different type of company. He's a general contractor and a carpenter by trade. But he received an email by FEMA to get on this emergency list. Now, I know for a fact that there are emergency lists. The Department of Transportation has an emergency list for those who can provide emergency services for disaster relief, as well as FEMA and other agencies have an emergency list that you can actually get on their list as a service provider or a product provider in case of emergency. So we're talking about things like Hurricane Katrina. Like, this was several years ago. But if you're on that list, if you were on that list, or if you were even just certified as a provider of the services that they were utilizing at that time, or even in healthcare, you can actually provide disaster relief services as a nurse's aide, as a CPR person, or whatever, as a first aid person, or whatever type of service it is that you provide as a nurse. In fact, for those of you who are in the healthcare industry, specifically put in the chat exactly what it is that you do. What do you do in the healthcare industry? What type of nursing services do you provide? What type of products do you provide? Because there's definitely going to be contracting opportunities, but I would like to know what it is that you actually offer as well. Okay, and so that was number 4, providing disaster relief services. Sometimes, people don't think about these things. You don't know that this is a type of contract that you can get, a disaster relief health contract. In fact, one of our ladies that was actually in a program, her name is Gloria. You may have seen her testimonials in previous lives that I've done before that I share. In fact, Gloria was a travel agent. Okay. And so this is how flexible being in the contracting industry, you have the flexibility to be able to do this. In fact, so she was in traveling, but during COVID, the onset, during that year where she actually joined a program and learned about how to get a contract with the government, there were really very limited travel opportunities there because flights were being canceled. There was nobody really traveling. Everybody went to Zoom. Things became virtual, right? However, she saw a healthcare contract to the tune of $250,000. In fact, she landed that contract, and she is not even in healthcare. But what she did was she partnered with one of you who provide healthcare services. She partnered with a woman-owned healthcare facility to provide breast exams for women, right? And it was a $250,000. Now, she had $250,000 contract. Now, she had previously not made any money in her business at all, and had been in business for some years. So when you're in business for some years and not really have made any money, it's just like you still got to pay that annual fee, especially in California. You got to pay this annual fee to renew your business. You got to pay your taxes on that business. You still have a little bit of overhead. And so you're in the negative, right? So she just literally went from being in the negative to being in the surplus in less than 9 months. And so this is the reason why I say, if you've been on the journey of growing your business as an entrepreneur for 2 to 5 years and you still have not figured it out, then there's some things that are blocking you. And I actually want to just kind of share like a graphic that I actually, I did this demonstration yesterday to kind of, because some people are visual. They have to be able to see like what is in my way, what has been blocking me. And I'm going to share it with you. I call it the fork in the road, right? And before I get to the 5th thing, I'm actually going to share before I get to number 5, I'm actually going to share my screen. Let me see. Stop screen. Okay. I want to share this part of this page, just right here. So I call this the fork in the road. Somebody put fork in the road, right? Most entrepreneurs are on this journey. So this is the journey to entrepreneurship, right? It's definitely a walk. And more times than not, it's a walk of faith to be a business owner. Like it really is every day. It's a journey. It's a walk of faith. It's, forgetting what you think is going on and keeping your eyes really on the prize, right? So here's a walk of faith. Here's a journey. Over here we have, I'm gonna just say sameness. Same, like everything is the same. Like you keep going through the same thing, having the same problem, not really getting no results. Nothing is different, right? And it's just like the business that's struggling, right? You're struggling to get out of the hole. You don't even know how you got there, or you started off in the hole and just never dug your way out. So it's just sameness, right? Here we are over here. Over here is opportunities, but with this particular opportunity is government contracts. So I'm gonna just put government contracts, right? Because most people don't even know that you can get a government contract as a small business, or don't believe it. Maybe they don't believe it for themselves, right? But with government contracts, right, all you get over here, the only outcome that you can get when you're doing this right is prosperity, right? This is the only outcome. This is the worst thing that can happen. Is either you're going to land $250,000 contract, a $50,000 contract, a $100,000 contract, $1 million contract. Like, this is the only thing that can happen when you're in position. You get to the bag, right? You're just like, that's the only thing that can happen. Yeah, that's the only thing that can happen when you do it right. Is you can actually move from struggling to getting over to being prosperous. You can prosper in business when you go there. But at the fork of the road, when you're in the fork of the road or going on an entrepreneur journey, there's usually something in the middle at the top of the road that keeps people stuck, keeps them going left, like to the left. Everybody wanted to go to the left, right? It keeps people stuck. And typically it's the opportunity. It's the opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. Whatever that is, whether it's time, you don't have the time, money, you don't have the money. But over here, it's just like a lot of times people here's all the reasons, right? I got to pay my rent. There's all the reasons. Like, I got these bills that ain't never gonna stop. The cat ate the dog. Like, literally, cat ate the dog. The cat ate the dog, and the dog ate the bird, and the bird ate the fly. Right? The cat ate the dog. Right? These are all the reasons why we stay on the struggle bus. This struggle bus goes this way, right? Nothing changes. Because guess what happens 30 days from here? The rent is due again, right? The bills, all the rest of the bills are due. The kid's still acting a fool. Got to bail somebody out of jail. All that stuff. It never stops, right? So you find yourself in what's called sameness, whatever that looks like. Whatever these things are for you, you call it is sameness, right? And sometimes this stuff is like, we allow these things to be so much bigger than what we say we want, that it keeps us from pivoting and disrupting the normal pattern that we've been going all these years. This is why people have been in business for 5, 10, and even 15 years and have never experienced prosperity. It does not take that long. Literally, when you do business the right way, it does not take that long in order to actually have a prosperous business. Gloria did it in 9 months, right? I did the one guy, the one contract, 1 year, like literally it was less than a year. In fact, it was like just a few months, under 5 months, 1 million, right? And so in order to be here, you have to pattern disrupt yourself. You have to figure out what is it costing me? Like, what is the opportunity cost? Like, what does it cost me? And so for some of you, and I want you all to put a number in the chat. For some of you, you've had the opportunity to either go to, invest in a class or a coach or a training, or to buy a blueprint, or to get a book, and whatever that is. Let's just say it's $9,000. Let's just say that $9,000, because it could be 97, it could be 9,000, it could be whatever that number is, right? That number has been the deal breaker for most people, and that keeps them saying, I'm gonna just stay in the sameness. I'm gonna stay in the sameness. However, that when you learn that this number is becomes so small, when your biggest, the thing that you focus on the most basically is what you're going to get. The thing that you focus on the most, when it becomes the bigger thing. When this becomes bigger to you than that is when you pivot. That's the only time when you can pivot. And so for some people, they've been holding themselves back is because they have all the reasons why they can't do this. What are the reasons why you haven't been able to do that? Well, I even sometimes it is, I don't know how to, right? I don't know how to, or it's too hard, or whatever it is. On the left side, you put that, what is too hard, or I don't understand it, or it takes too long. Well, this journey is going to happen regardless if it takes 5 years, 10 years, you're still going to be on that journey. So time is happening, time is passing. Every time you breathe, that's another second, right? So it's like, you can't use these things as excuses not to get over here. So this got to be your bigger why. This is where you actually begin to have the ability to create wealth. I said all that to say is, typically, normally, because I see this a lot, I see people make excuses. They say, I want to land government contracts. I want to make $1 million in contract. And as soon as you tell them the opportunity cost is going to make $1 million is going to be 9,000, then they see the 9,000 as this. Like, I'm a Libra, so here's the balance scale. Here's a scale. This is the scale, right? 9,000 to them is heavier than $1 million. Heavier, right? That means it's a greater sacrifice than getting $1 million, right? That balance, like, it don't even that don't even make no sense, right? So this is not a real number. Like, this is, I'm just making this up right now. This is not really the the what it costs or whatever. But I'm just using this as a figurative number to show people what they really say. They say, well, I want to disrupt the pattern of sameness and struggle so I can go over into the opportunity of government contracts to be able to build a prosperous business and make my first $1 million in the next 12 months. People are very clear. You have to write a clear vision of where it is that you want to go. So, make my first $1 million. And as soon as they hear that, okay, well, to train you, to spend the time to show you exactly what we've been doing over here, right? Here's your investment. You got to plant the seed in order to reap the harvest. Here's your investment. And most people will say, oh, okay, well, the cat ate the dog. I got these bills over here. And then the dog then ate the bird, and the bird ate the fly. Okay. So I'm just going to stay over here in this sameness, but I want that, right? So now you have made this right here bigger than what you want. And the crazy part about it is, once you learn a blueprint and once you learn how to do something, you can do it over and over and over and over and over again. In business, the only thing you should really be focusing on, these are all money bags, over and over and over and over again. Somebody say over and over and over again, repetitive, right? You can do that over and over and over again. The only thing in business we should always be focusing on and talking about is return on investment, right? Investments is nothing. As long as you can see a return on your investment that you can get over and over and over and over. This is the reason why people don't see this. They don't understand that business is a numbers game. They don't understand that you do have to invest in your business to reap a harvest. All of that is not only spiritual, but it's real stuff, right? All the people that are experiencing this, right? $1 million. Let me see. Let's do the math on this. Let's do some math on this. So $1 million, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 9,000. Okay. That's 111 times return on your investment. I think I did that math right. So $900 can go in there into $1 million. $9,000 can go into $1 million. Did I do that right? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 9,000. $9,000. Okay. Yeah. 111. So $9,000 can go into $1 million 111 times. That's 100, not 10% return on your investment, not 5%, not 0.0002 of return on your investment that you get when you put your money in a bank account. But 111 return on your investment, 111 times. Have been stuck or participate in this. This is the reason why most people have been stuck and haven't been able to participate when these bills are passed, where $4.3 billion is coming down the pipeline for those who are in healthcare. Because it's like, how do you do it if you're not in position and you don't know how to get it, how to be in position? You have to learn that from someone, and most people are not going to show you how to do $1 million over and over and over and over and over for free. They're not going to do that. So truly, it's the truth. I don't think it's the money. Yeah, and it's not always the money, but sometimes it's the time, right? But you get the drift. Sometimes it's not the money, sometimes it's the time. People are like, I don't have the time to do it. Well, if you want it and it requires time for you to do it, you have to figure out how to leverage somebody else's time to do it for you, or you have to do. But money and time is both, like, it's all considered something that you have to invest. It's things in things in life. Everything in life is either going to cost you money or time, or both. A little bit of time. So people who have a lot of money, of course, they invest a lot of money. People who have a lot of money and a little bit of time, they're willing to invest a lot, the money to learn how to do it, but they don't have the time to do it, which may be the thing that holds them back, right? People who have a little bit of each, right? They're willing to do a little bit of each, but a little bit of each only gets you so far. So it's just like, now you got to put in more time, more money to learn the rest of the pieces, because you only had a little bit of money and a little bit of time to learn just a little bit, right? So anyway, you get the drift. But whatever it is that has been holding you back, let me know in the chat. I want to help, some of you who are open to receive the help. Whatever it is that's been holding you back from literally being in position, from getting government contracts, let me help you. So let me know what that is. And if it's something that I can actually address right now while I'm live for the next, 5 to 10 minutes, I'm happy to share that information and give you some insight that's going to help you move the needle. Okay. So the other thing is, typically, we have these challenges called 5-day challenge to get pre-qualified for government contracts, because most people don't understand what it is that the government is offering them, or what it is that they want to sell or have to sell, or the value of what they do, and how much the contracts are, and who's buying the stuff. Some people don't know none of that stuff. They're so far off, much further off. And ideally, we do our challenges for $797 right now, because I know, and it's okay, because I've been there. Like, I know some money used to be the reason that held me back. This is the reason why I expound upon that. But time has never been the problem for me. My thing was always the money. Like, I didn't have the money to invest. And so that became bigger to me than the ultimate goal. This is the reason why I know there's people out there where the money is a problem. And so for us, we're like, let's eliminate some of the money issues that, that can hold people back, because our true goal is to really help people move the needle, like meet you where you are. And so we are offering our $797 5-day challenge to help you get pre-qualified. You got to get pre-qualified in order to actually take the next step to be in position, right, for $97. And so for those who have never taken our challenge, and or even if you have taken a challenge and you kind of slept on it a little bit, but are serious about getting in position to get pre-qualified, having a blueprint, like when you walk away from the challenge, you have everything you need to take the next step to be an official government contractor. But not only that, you will have identified who the agencies are, so that you can actually go after and target and where the contracts are, right? So all of that stuff makes a big difference between the person that takes 5 years to land a contract and the people that we have helped, right, who are landing contracts in the first 9 months, 6 months, 3 months, or like a few of them who have been in certain industry spaces like notary or photography or whatever, like literally 5 weeks have landed contracts. And even like in the space of what is it called? Inclusion and diversity and inclusion consulting and stuff like that, landed contracts in less than their first 60 days. And so this stuff is real, right? This stuff is real. And so for us, we're trying to help as many entrepreneurs get in position, especially for those today who are in the healthcare industry, because we need more solutions for healthcare. Those who are in the healthcare industry, you want to at least know, like, it's specifically for my healthcare stuff, who's buying that service, what are the agencies, what documents do I need to have in my business? Because you can't just be anything or come any kind of way and think you're going to get a contract. There's specific things that helps you to win, and we show you what those specific things are to show you how you can actually win. And you can do that this year. We're in the last quarter. This is this is August, so September, October, November, end of the year. The end of actually September, the fiscal budget closes. And normally, if you're in position, if you're already qualified, you're in position, that's when you get those phone calls, passive contracts, where they're like, we got to give this money to somebody, right? And they're picking up the phones because you're in position. So this stuff, it matters, right? So don't let other people's stuff, like people who are negative, they're naysayers, they want to make excuses why there are excuses, and this is not the situation for everybody. Okay, just whatever the situation may be, like, you have to focus on your end goal for you specifically, and be crystal clear in exactly what it is that you want to what you want to accomplish out of this, like out of government contracts. Where do you want it to take you? Okay. Exactly what do you mean by pre-qualified? Are you talking about SAM registration? Please elaborate. Oh, thank you. So good question. When I say pre-qualified, I mean exactly that. I'm not talking about SAM registration. That's actually getting certified, right? So what I'm talking about is understanding as far as business, because SAM is the easiest, it's the most daunting system to get through, but it's the easiest certification to get, right? Because you don't have to have all this documentation. So if you started there and then you expand upon or optimize your certifications with the other agencies, and you don't know what that looks like, all that paperwork that you really have to have in business. So basically, we go through, here's all the documents that you have to have together, right? Most people don't have all that stuff. So we show you all the documents you have to have so that you can actually, qualify for government contracts as a business, right? As a reputable business. But also, we show you who are the top 10 agencies. Basically, we show you where to find the top 10 agencies, because I mean, there's a million agencies across local, state, and federal. And so you can't go after them all, but I mean, and you can go after them all, but that'll be over time. Well, you'll be overwhelmed with all of that stuff. And so what we do is we show you how to create your hot list of agencies to target. These are the ones that are actually forecasting budgets and saying we're spending money here, and have a track record of spending money specifically on the things that you sell. So we show you that top 10 list, but also there's even more things that we show you exactly how to position yourself. We show you your worth and your value, right? Because most people don't even really know what they sell or what they want to sell or how valuable they are, or the things in their business, how you can unlock additional earning potential, and how to take a $100,000 contract and build value to turn that into maybe 150,000, an extra 50,000 that you didn't even know that you could add to that, right? We show you all those things in the pre-qual process. And so that's what helps you be pre-qualified. You actually will have a package where I'm just like, you gonna check all the boxes and have all the knowledge and a blueprint of what it takes to be a government contractor, who's buying your stuff, all that stuff. So hopefully that explanation gives you more of a bigger idea of the pre-qual process. Okay. So there's a lot that's covered in that. Let me see. Does your additional assistant, let me see. I can't see. I'm like, I need glasses. Yes, for additional assistance, book a call. Oh, somebody wanted additional assistance. Okay. So yeah. God bless you. Love. I'm a candy maker. Is that what you do? How can you get a government contract? So candle maker. Okay, so candle maker. So yeah, so good question. Today really is about, like, for those in the healthcare, but however, you can be strategic, right? And actually get a subcontract with someone that's in healthcare, because maybe like the gift wrapping services or the gifting services or something like that could be something that you offer to, as a part of something therapeutic or whatever. I'm just trying to be creative a little bit, but there's definitely opportunities for sure. There's definitely opportunities. Yeah, I'll repeat it. I'll do a just a recap. But there's definitely opportunity. Did I say the fifth one? I did not. I never got around to I never got around to the fifth one. But anyway, there's definitely opportunities for candle makers. I mean, you're probably gonna have to be more strategic, because you're not gonna see a lot, just to be honest with you. You gotta see a lot of stuff that says here's a contract for candles or nothing like that. But you have to be strategic with, like, maybe there's a commodity store, maybe there's some random, event planning, something like that, where you can, get a subcontract providing, the tabletops or whatever you call it, the centerpieces with candles or whatever. So you got to be a lot more strategic when you have something like that. But also let me basically encourage you to do this candle making, right? So do you manufacture those candles? So they may be contracts for you to, as a manufacturer, right? As a candle manufacturer, like there may be some contracting opportunities available for you with that. However, a candle is a product, okay? And I want to help you here when I say this. A candle is a product, okay? So here we have, let me see, do I have any products? So we have this. This is mascara, right? It's a product, just like a candle, okay? So even if you did not see something that said, here's a contract for 1 million candles that we need, right? Or whatever, but you got to, be strategic. There may be some opportunities, but you got to be strategic. But there's no contract for that. But a product, but we don't need candles, but we need 1 million mascaras. Well, a product is a product, baby. If you in money to make money, if you're in business to make money, a product is a product, right? So would you say, I'm going to pass down this contract for 1 million mascaras because I want to stick to my candle? If you're not buying my candle, I don't want your money. Don't make sense, right? So product is a product. So you're in the product you're in the product selling business. So you want to actually expand and open up opportunities, because when you do it that way, you could go online right now and find millions and millions of dollars that you can make selling products to the government. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. All right. So okay, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna do a recap, but let me go on to the fifth type of contract you can get for nurses: government research. So that's number 5. So there's so many different types of contracts. I mean, there's even grants available for government research. They're researching things like COVID, right? Even right now, like blood work on COVID, like they're doing all this type of STEM research, all these different types of things that's happening, genetic research, DNA research, like everything. So you can actually, in healthcare, you can get a contract for researching Alzheimer's, or researching like all these different other diseases that people, get, or whatever, like cancers and all that stuff. Of course, we already know that there are, the health industry is huge. Like the health industry is like definitely, I would say, number one, basically, what do you say, money producer. If you're in the health industry, that's number one money producing industry, period. Even in America, like in America, period, across the world. And so government research is definitely a type of contract that you can get in the healthcare space. And pretty much you'll find research on all different types of things, even when it comes to women's health, men's health, children's health, all those different things. Okay. So my 5, the 5 types of contracts that, just as a review and a recap, number 1 was providing healthcare services to veterans. Number 2 was working at a prison or detention center. Number 3 was caring for patients in rural areas. Number 4 was providing disaster relief services. And number 5 is providing government research. Okay. So those are 5 different types of contracting opportunities that you can actually get for nurses, or for those who are in the healthcare space. So hopefully that was good. Didn't read the title. Let me see. Can I start a nursing agency without having an actual license myself? So that's what I don't know. So you can definitely start a nursing agency. I don't know what is required for you to have when you have an agency. So you have to, it's an industry thing. So you'd have to check on what the industry requires for you. But As far as I know, when it comes to agencies, you just have to have a business. But I'm not really an expert on the nursing agency. It may require you to have certain types of certifications or what, I don't know. But yeah, but the sky's the limit. It all depends on your state too. Let me see. Okay, so another question. Okay, thank you, because I couldn't even see that. I'm squinting. I'm in the healthcare field as a CNA for 14 years. I see you said nurses. Will I be useful? Will I be useful? And I also have a cleaning services, a cleaning service. Will you be useful? So if you've been in the healthcare field as a CNA for 14 years, do you have a business? And if so, what service do you have to offer? And definitely there are contracting opportunities for anyone in the healthcare or nursing industry. So you just have to know what it is that you're specifically trying to offer. But also, if you have a cleaning service, that's something totally different. But there definitely are also contracting opportunities for cleaning. So, but you have to be specific. What type of cleaning? Is it janitorial cleaning? Is it house cleaning? What type of cleaning it is, because it's very, and it could be laundry cleaning. Like there's, different types of cleaning services, but all of the above, there's different types of contracts that are available. How does a nurse become a business entity? You have to start a business. Yeah. So there's a few nursing, nurses who may even be in this live stream that have a business providing nursing services, or they created a nursing staffing business or whatever, who may be able to you may be able to ask how to start how to start a business as a nurse, also. But also, of course, you can always seek as well a business attorney that can help you, which I highly recommend as well, that can help you kind of navigate how to start your business as a nurse. But you have to specifically know exactly what it is that you offer. But anybody pretty much can start a business. Just like, what is it that you sell? What is it that you want to provide? But also, are there any specific licenses that you have to have? Because that's the thing too. Like certain industries, you have to have specific types of licenses as well to operate as a business. So that is something that's more industry specific. Okay, that's it. So yeah, so that was my top five different types of government contracts you can get for nurses or those in the health industry. So I hope you found value. I also want to encourage, for those of you who are looking to get pre-qualified as a government contractor and get in position to be able to partake in this, 4 point, how much was it? 4.7, yeah, 4.7 billion dollar spend that's coming down the pipeline for California. And this is for California, for those who are in California, but even for those who are outside of California in your own state, I trust and believe those particular types of monies is also going to trickle down into your state as well. So this is for California Healthy Minds, but I mean, Texas they want healthy minds, and Georgia want healthy minds, North Carolina, they all want healthy minds. And so mental health is the thing of the next, like I can see mental health being a thing of the next 5 to 10 years, or nursing and healthcare being a thing for the next 5 to 10 years. That's something that will never stop. Wound care, somebody say wound care for veterans. That's very specific. Yeah. So wound care for veterans. That's very specific. Yes, absolutely. You can get contracting opportunity, for something like that. But yeah, to start a business, basically you just go to your city and county, let them know what it is that you want to do. But also, if you decide that you want to, create like an entity, like an LLC, go to your state, and then form the entity. All you have to do is form the entity. And I would highly recommend that, so that exactly, if you haven't started your business yet, the GovCon challenge is going to be a good place, because we're going to show you how to optimize your business foundation so that you can build it right in the first place. But even for those who are already in business, you already have your business, we show you exactly what you need to do or to have in your business in order to optimize it and to qualify for government contracts. So it does not matter if you just started, if you haven't started, or if you've been started a long time ago, whatever. There's certain things that you can go back and fix so we can fix the foundation so that you can actually qualify for these monies, because it's serious money and they want to do business with serious business owners. And so this is what we're helping our people to do. Are there any opportunities for Department of Transportation? Let's see. And non-DOT drug screenings. None Department of Transportation. So yeah, so there's definitely opportunities for DOT. Is it? Are you talking about Department of Transportation? Is that what that is? I don't know what the DOT stands for, but to me, it means Department of Transportation. So I don't want to assume that's what you mean. But yeah, there's definitely opportunities for Department of Transportation, and none DOT drug screening. So DOT, yeah. So there's drug screenings. That's a whole nother, industry for healthcare provision that you can actually sell to the government too. But anyway, join the challenge. GovConChallenge.com is where you will be able to go to to basically get pre-qualified. I'm actually personally walking you through step by step the pre-qualifications process. Now, $97 is nothing, considering that just a month ago our price was at $800. So we're running this special only for a limited time. So if you try to come back in November, December, and we're not running that special, you'd be like, well, you was running it for $97 back then. I seen it. Well, you missed the opportunity. This is the time to take action. Don't wait. So it's just like, you missed the opportunity. You missed the opportunity. We wish we could reverse the time, but we can't. So get it while the getting is good. For only $97. But I also want to encourage you to upgrade to VIP for additional bonuses. Now, some of those bonuses will include your ability to actually be live with me, to ask me specific questions about your business. This is where I actually become your personal coach for those 5 days. Now, ideally, it's about an hour a day, hour and a half a day for 5 days, right? Ideally, that 5 to 8 hours is a 1 day. Basically it's like a full day of training and consulting with me as your coach. Now, if you were to book me privately, outside of this challenge and this special that we're running, a 1 day VIP is $25,000 for you to do 1 day with me, where you get to actually sit and ask me questions. 1 day with me, full day, where I'm sitting down helping you with your business to get, to learn how to do contracting. It's a $25,000 investment. So you get to do that for pennies. So basically, for the 5 days as VIP, you get to ask me questions about your specific business, the what, the who, the how, the where, the why, all that stuff. So I would encourage you to upgrade to VIP. Now, VIP is an actual 197 upgrade. So $297 beats the heck out of $25,000 for 8 hours, right? For a 1 day VIP day. So anyway, so go ahead and do that. And any other questions before we go? So let me see. What's the link? Somebody said, I'm ready. Are you ready? Y'all know about Gracie's Corner. Are you ready? So what's the link? I'm ready. So if you at the bottom, you see, let me see. The link is govconchallenge.com. GOVCON challenge.com. govconchallenge.com. So the 5 day is $97. Yes, Desiree. So yep. 5 day challenge is only $97 for a limited time only. If you upgrade to VIP, to be able to get the bonuses, but also to be able to have me as your personal coach, where you get to ask me specific questions about your business and walk away with a specific customized blueprint for you, then the upgrade to VIP is $297 total. $297 total. So you're either doing the 97 or you're doing the 297. But the other bonus, a part of the bonus, is you get a copy of my book, which is Don't Duck the Government, They've Got Your Money, where I break down information about government contracts and how you can actually position yourself to win win millions of dollars pitching and winning government contracts. So Don't Duck the Government book. You get a copy of that. And some other bonuses. There's a bunch of other things that we also give away. You get what is called a bid blueprint template, like all those different things. So be sure to go to govconchallenge.com to register for the upcoming challenge, which starts on Monday, right? So it starts on Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern. So 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern for 5 days. Okay. So we'll see you there. Thank you so much for your time. Hope this has been valuable for you. And remember, listening to one thing is one thing, right? But also taking action on that is going to move the needle. We get results based off our actions. And so definitely want to take action, join us in the challenge, and we're going to help you get pre-qualified as a government contractor. So you're welcome. All right. So we'll see you all next time. Have a great one. Bye-bye.